Okay, welcome again. Modal perfect verbs is the topic now, today, with Ingés Profesional 2, after our first meeting with prefixes. Okay, modal perfect verbs are quite useful verbs, and in our background, in our theoretical background, we have studied can, will, must, shall, and may. Okay, some academic people will consider could, and it's also considered by everybody else the past tense of can. But would is also considered the past tense of will, and so the others. Ought to, should, and might are considered the past tense of must, shall, and may. Okay? These verbs will show the mood and the ideas that express ability, possibility, or permission. In sometimes two or more of these possibilities. Okay? The verbs listed here are just the main. We have some others that are not very used now, but keep in mind that you could find in some academic texts another words that are used as modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, the Spanish translation of these verbs is kind of tricky, because the meanings of them are quite similar and the difference are really very subtle. So please be careful. I think the best way is to understand, and when using them, I advise you to check with a dictionary and, if possible, with somebody else, or probably those style markers in internet. Okay, you have some aid on internet, and when using them, it's not very easy in some cases. Okay? Could and have, and the modals with have are used to express past possibilities or abilities. For example, could have or could have are used to express abilities in the past. For example, Jason could do 50 push-ups in 5 minutes when he was young. Okay? This is a real possibility. Could alone, but could have will express something that didn't happen, but there was a possibility to happen it. For example, Jason could have talked when he had to. He didn't talk, but he should have, he could have. Okay? Permission, a real text, a real sentence will say, could you lend me 2 grants? Okay, this means 2,000. But could if you lend me 2 grants will mean something that didn't happen in the past. Okay, future possibility. And sometimes it's not certain what is going to happen. I could get an A or B in grammar. It depends on the final exam. The use of could, but without have, as in the previous example. Okay, in the present perfect tense, that is what we are saying, we can use could and have. Okay, the first sentence means that there was an accident, and in the accident, a person had the possibility of being killed or resulting in a corpse. Okay, so they say, you could have been killed in that accident. Or something, I could have won that game, or I could have won that game. Remember, we can contract the modal and have, could have, would have, should have, whatever else, we can do it. Wouldn't have, the contraction is would have, would have, would have, okay. The past tense of will is one of the most forms to use this as the past form of will. She said she would have bought dinner on her way home. Okay? The possibility is that she would buy dinner, and she expressed it in the past. I believed it would rain, so I brought my raincoat. Okay? In the past tense, there was a possibility of raining, and somebody took the raincoat in order to protect from rain. Okay, a polite request is also would form to express it. Would you please take off your coat? Is polite rather than saying, please take your coat. It sounds more as an order than a request. Would you mind turning the radio off? Okay, so we can use would without have to express polite requests or past tense of will. Okay. Also, we can use would plus have. For example, I would have gone fishing and swimming in the river if I live in the jungle. Okay, somebody didn't live in the jungle, but the possibility of going to swim or fish in the nearby river is present, or was present actually. Okay, and also desire. I would have had one day off. In my mind, there was the desire to have a day off in the past. It didn't happen. So we say, I would have. Okay, I would have one day off. Okay. Using also would without the have, we have I'd love to stay for a few more days. So in the past, or in this time, somebody wants to stay longer, and he expresses it in a polite way, saying, I'd love to stay for a few more days. Okay? Should and have, should have. Sometimes it's advice or also expectations, and in some times is advising. Okay? You're driven too fast. You should have slowed down a little bit. Okay. In the actual action, somebody is driven too fast. And the advice is you should have slowed down a little bit. So it was better to slow down. Okay? You'd gained a lot of weight. Okay? Somebody went a bit fat, and the advice is, okay, in the past tense, you needed a diet, but you didn't do it. Okay? So that's the advice. You should have gone on a diet. Expectations in the future, probably. For example, are you ready? The taxi should be here soon. Okay? We are waiting for a taxi, and we are asking somebody else if he's ready to get into the taxi, to get on the taxi. $20 have been enough. It shouldn't have cost more than that. Okay? Probably the cost was higher than $20, and they are expressing that idea using the two sentences that were preceding. Okay? To suggest a less strong possibility. Okay? Something that could have happened in the past but didn't. If you had passed the bakery, should you have made some bread? Okay, there was probably an exam of bakery, and the possibility of making bread was after that. Should, with the present perfect tense, mean something in the past that needed to be done or not needed to be done. The baby is crying. You shouldn't have talked so loudly. So because you spoke loudly, the baby woke up and started crying. Mom is hungry. You shouldn't have come back so late. Okay. Because you came late, so late, Mom became hungry in the past tense. So the advice is you shouldn't have come back so late. Okay? Must have to have also some meanings as expressing that something is necessary and needs to be done. You must have paid by cash, not using your credit card because there was a possibility that somebody stole your PIN or whatever. You have to drive on the right in France. Okay. And advice is You must drive in the left in England, for example, or in Japan. Students must have worn uniform then. Okay, in the past tense, in some point in the past, students needed a uniform to get into the school or, I don't know, going to classes. Must not, the negation, must not is used to express something is not permitted or allowed. You mustn't have smoked. Okay, the possibility of smoking was not a good one in the past tense. Okay, so smoking, eating, and drunk was a very, very bad possibility. Were very, very bad possibilities in a museum. Okay, you must not have drunk and driven. Okay, that's a common advice we have with police or media. Okay, not have to is also used to express something that is not to be done necessarily. Okay, we don't have to get up early on Saturday. She doesn't have to live in the hotel. She can live with us. How can we say that? We mustn't have to get up early on Saturday. We mustn't have to live in the hotel. She could have lived with us. Okay? Please replay this part to understand what we were saying in number 3. May and have. May is used to express possibility in the present or in the future. It may rain. That means that in the nearby future, the weather could get rainy. Elizabeth may know his telephone number. Okay? We need some telephone number, or we are thinking of Elizabeth, that she probably has it. Okay? These two examples are may without any other particle. Okay? For permission, may I come in? Also without any other particle. You may come if you want. To express wish or hope, may you a long life. That means that I wish you will live a lot, a very long life, and you become older and older and older. Okay? May and have can be used also in these senses. It might have rained if there wasn't that strong wind. Okay? Elizabeth may have known his telephone number if he paid attention when he dictated it to the entire class, for example, and so on. Again, please repeat this part to understand the examples I gave you orally. Might and have. Might expresses possibility, and might and have will express a possibility in the past. For example, Ashley might be in the library. I'm not sure. Ashley might have been in the library. We weren't sure, or I wasn't sure. Okay? George might come as well. George might have come as well if he had the possibility, for example. He may come. He might have come if we told him to come. Okay? And so on. We have might with present perfect examples. For example, Edward is late. He might have missed his bus, or he might have overslept. Okay? He was late, or he is late at the moment. In the past, something happened, and we are given two possibilities in this case. We hadn't heard of him for a long time. He might have gone abroad. Okay, he disappeared from our side. He didn't keep in touch with us, and the possibility is that he's abroad. He's not home or in the country, in our country. Okay, what are the differences? The differences are quite subtle, and sometimes very skillful writers can use them freely. To express future possibility, we use may, might, could, and can. Could and might express more uncertainty than may. So could and might are less certain than may. I might take a vacation in Bali Island. You could be right. I'm not sure. There are only few jobs available, so he might not find one. Okay? I hope you understand the differences about the meaning of can or could and might in the two final examples and also in the first one. Modal verbs also express request, and can, could, will, and would can be used to express this idea. Could and will are more polite than the other two. Could you give me a raise? No, yes, I can, sorry. Or no, I'm sorry, we are not able to do that with anybody else, so we cannot give you any raise now. Can you close the window? Sure, I can. Would you please close the window? Is very, very polite. Sometimes it's better to hear an extremely polite word than a rude word. Okay? Be sure to use can and will for an affirmative short answer. Okay? Affirmative short answers are constructed using can and will. And also ought to, that is stronger. Okay? And had better is even more used in to express stronger ideas. Could and might are used when there are more than one choice. Okay? For a group, and we need to emphasize something among them, we use could and might. The modals used to express permissions are can, could, and may. May is used in formal situation. For example, where may I park my car? And the answer could be, you can park right in front of the store, for example. No? Could I borrow your Blu-ray? Yes, you may. Question and answer. You may not park in the handicapped parking space. This is not really a permission. Actually, is something, an idea that is taking permission away. Okay? Modals are used to give advice, and these verbs are could, might, should, must, have to, had better, and ought to. They are almost all the modals we know. You could meet me tonight or tomorrow morning. Okay, you are really allowed to meet me anytime, any night, or today in the night and tomorrow in the morning. Okay? You had better tell us the truth. Sorry, it should be you had better told us the truth. Please correct it in your papers. Your son ought to see a doctor because he is feeling ill, for example. You should not wear sandals and shorts to work because it's dangerous, and the politics of the company don't allow workers to use sandals or shorts in work. Okay, the modal uses to express preference, prefer, okay, obviously, would prefer, would rather, and would like. I would prefer to have Japanese food for dinner rather than Chinese or whatever. I would prefer to spend the night at home rather than drive out. I would rather go by bus. I would rather go out than stay home tonight. Sorry, there's something going too fast here. And now let's check if we have understood what we are talking about. Okay? We can use could have, would have, should have, and the past participle of another verb. We have the verb by, and we need to express the past possibility. Okay? We use one of them, could, would, or should, and the past form of by. And the same question, we have invite, and we need to express regret and giving a negative advice. In the next question, we have the word start, and we need to express past advice of regret. In the next, we have join, and we need past willingness. And in the past, there was a possibility we wanted to happen, for example, no? And finally, in number 5 is the verb be, a negative possibility. The weather, a negative form of the modal and have and any words. Okay? Let's continue. Arrive to mean past negative possibility. Also win and the past possibility, finish and past willingness. It's a positive message. Leave and regret, possibility and finish. Okay? I'm going through this fast. Please, you take your time. Stop the film, the words, the questions, and then after you have answered it, continue with the next. Please do it slowly at your own pace. Okay, eat to express regret, pass to express past possibility, call to express past willingness, be to express regret, and come to express past possibility. Again, please follow your own path. Okay? We have to use the correct form of take in number 16. In 17, win, and 18 we need cut, and in 19 we need to use do, and in 20 we need to use bring. Again, please follow the same form of answering these questions that we had in the previous ones. Some additional information to enhance your language mastery. Please take this as additional information. It's not mandatory to learn by heart this. Can expresses ability and so on. Please take it in account. Read it carefully and with more time. We have also shall. Shall is another modal verb that is used in academic, mostly academic writing. Okay? We also have will, that is quite used, very common to express many things, and we have the answer key to what we have done before. Please review with more time, calmly, and trying to understand. Modal verbs are very important, but they are a bit tricky. But with care and dedication, you can master them. Thank you again. Bye to the next class.